Hi, dear ones. This is Wasima. So I hope you are doing great. And I'm really happy to meet with you today to share with you this tag again by speciality, the 54321 tag by Kitty Bear. So the first video I made was about roses because that's a topic that's dear to my heart. It's kind of my speciality. And today I want to share with you this one about the hidden sacred geometry. There are some elements in our cards that are hidden in a way. We don't notice them until we study about the topic or because we love it. For example, if you have a tarot deck and you love, let's say, birds, you will definitely check the birds in the cards because they speak to you. It's the same thing for me. Sacred geometry is something I understand, I feel, I kind of grasp with my other senses, and they add meaning into the cards. So I want to bring them to you today and invite you to check them out in your own cards. This video also is one complimentary, I would say, video for the program I am teaching the second year at the Temple of Roses, because we study sacred geometry, and I want also to join the fan with this serious practice that we might have, because sacred geometry is everywhere and we can enjoy it even if we are not in a class. The first obvious choice I would have brought here for tarot deck about sacred geometry is Freya Hart's text, but I don't want to show it exactly to you as being part of these decks. But just know that if you are starting to study sacred geometry, this one can be really a basis for your practice. It combines art and colors. It combines, and the books, of course, are part of the main books that I would suggest also as, for sacred geometry. But it's an amazing, amazing deck or decks, because I mix them, and books. But they are not the ones I want to show. The ones I want to show are the hidden ones, those that we do not suspect at all. And I will start with the Crystal Tarot. And it's well organized because I'm studying this deck at the moment. Amazing deck. The sacred geometry is a sacred element of nature. Nature and even our faces, our bodies are filled with sacred geometry. The plants, the birds, the animals, they all have it. And you can encounter it in any moment you are out there, or you face the mirror, or you see the fruits and vegetables. It's everywhere. And this deck, what I really love about is that it brings nature. It talks about crystals, right? And nature is redepicted in a way, in a crystalline way. I imagine this deck, being hanged or as crystals in the old churches, and the light beams through them in a very beautiful, magical way. And that is one of the beautiful things that we find in churches. If you check the crystals that they are there, these are the major cards. They are very well drawn, very well made. Their sacred forms have a meaning. And I want to dive into the meanings of the sacred geometry because, it's a big topic. But try to visit the places where, you find these beautiful glasses and meditate with the light beaming through them. So the Crystal Tarot, you will find a lot of sacred geometry in there. And who talks about sacred geometry talks also, or has to talk about numerology. So the fact that the forms are well drawn, the symmetry, the respect of the distance between every element, makes this deck very harmonious and very flowing. And studying the numerology with this deck would be a really, really nice thing to do. All right. Another deck that I wouldn't suspect finding sacred geometry in is the Illuminated Earth Oracle. So the main geometry that I found in this deck is the circle, and you're going to find it in the in the main cards. We're gonna check that in a minute. So let me just, yeah. Where are the circles? So I organized the deck so I can show you the circles, but I put them probably at the end. So you have the circles and you have the triangles. And as if they are the main structure of the deck and over which the other elements have been put or added to. So the circle, as I said, you will find it. Oh my gosh, I love this card. Very, very nice. And also, we talk about the geometry and it's held in flowers. The circle is main form in here, and you will find these kind of mandalas and sacred numbers and sacred geometry also here. It's a beautiful deck, really. I mean, the more I look at it, the more I'm like, oh my gosh, I was going to sell you. Ooh, I'm so happy that I kept you. Yeah, very, very nice. So as we talk about the circle and its attributes of unity, of bringing it together, of holding space, and so on, you see also the spirit of the deck itself. And you see its objective of holding a space to bring you into an ascension, to bring you up, to allow you to be creative. It's very, very nice deck and spirit of the deck. Another deck that I wouldn't maybe thought about would be the fifth element. The fifth spirit tarot, I think. Yeah. So it comes with a very nice book, also companion book. And this one you will see sacred geometry in many cards also, combined with nature. And this is what is dear to me, because isolating the sacred geometry to understand it and learn from it is fine, but we have to understand that it holds information. It holds secrets that has to have an environment. It has to have an environment to express itself. It has to be combined with other elements such as colors and other numbers to really have like a significant action. So isolation is nice, is a scientific way of understanding geometry, but it does not have to be the core representation of it. We have to put it into its element. So when you draw, for example, these nature, when you draw nature, when you observe it, you are downloading, you are connecting with its sacred geometry, and thus you are connecting with sacred information there. You will be able to understand things beyond the mind. And this is what is very beautiful about sacred geometry. It communicates to different levels, and it's as if we are encoded. Because we come as sacred geometry, everything in us is sacred geometry. Like when you observe anything, there is sacred geometry. So we are encoded in it. It's a secret language that we understand deeply. It's just that we forgot, or maybe we ignored, or maybe we minimize its effect on us. But when you see how the woman and man are chosen for movies, advertisement, and the competitions, beauty competitions, you see how that golden ratio is playing there. You see how, even the subliminal messages are made in such a way to influence you. And doesn't mean that it's bad or good. It just shows a deep understanding of the esoteric aspect of nature and of sacred geometry. So when we understand sacred geometry, we understand also that we can reuse it as a tool to find harmony or to bring harmony back. Another deck that I wouldn't suspect also is the Fontaine Tarot, where you find a lot that aspect of geometry and also of angles, of symmetry. And symmetry is very important in sacred geometry. It doesn't mean that it has to be exact, like when you see some flowers, it's not exact like 100%. There's always this aspect of, imperfection, beauty in the imperfection. But this deck, it's as if like exploration of the basics, as I said, would be nice with this one. The lines, the forms, and understanding that, the basic forms would be very interesting too. Yeah, I love this deck. I mean, it brings so much clarity in the readings, and it combines so well with other decks. I've been a long time didn't use it, but I guess like it should be out a little bit more. And the last deck that I want to share with you before I move to books is the Sacred Creators Oracle. Another deck that didn't want to leave. It wants to stay with me. Sacred geometry is filled in here to symbolize the meaning of every word. And this is a very interesting, conscious way of using, sacred geometry to increase or stress a point or a meaning. Yeah, I really like it, and also it helps, with the creativity of using the geometries in a modern way. So this would be very nice to kind of use and also doodle and learn by drawing and getting the inspiration from the deck. Experimenting is important with sacred geometry. It's not just about seeing, sensing, it's also about drawing, redoing. Okay. About the fact of stressing and redoing, this is one of the last ones that I'm working on at the moment, and I did not finish it yet. It still needs some time. Okay, books. Let's go check some books. So as I said before, these two are amazing. Just get them. That's it. That's what I would say. Very easy. I mean, just get them. Yeah, like the meaning, the understanding. I did a video about them if you want to explore them more, but it's just like, this is like one of the basics. Other books that this one I got it recently. It's called How the World is Made. This story of creation according to sacred geometry with Alan Brown. So I must say, I do not agree with all what is said in this book. Not all points resonate with me, but it's a very artistic, well-made book that, I find very good to go back to see, how it is made, how it is done. Yet I feel the masculine side of creation very present in this work, and I feel like the feminine aspect is what I feel like I want to bring to. I want to add into sacred geometry the flow, the movement, not only the symmetry, not only the squarey form. Everything starts with a circle, and the circle should be the basic teaching in sacred geometry before anything else. Everything starts with one point, and the point is a circle. So yeah, so the drawings of this deck, sorry, of this book, and the way of processing is very, very interesting. Um, what's also nice is the exploration of the numerology in geometry, and that brings me to the next book. Of course, there are so many books. I mean, I have so many books, but I wanted to bring you the hidden ones, kind of. Also, that's why I'm bringing this one. It's called The Sacred Language of Name. So this one was very interesting to explore, because it talks about the day, your name and birth date, and how it resonates with your attributes, your destiny, and so on. But what's very interesting is the numerology. It explores the meaning of numbers as destiny, and um, the study of numerology is, there are so many books. There's so many books that you might find, but what I really enjoy in this book is to put the connection, because as I said, sacred geometry is not disconnected. It builds connections. It's all about connections. So connecting numerology to your name, to your destiny, and thus to your flow in life, to your own evolution, is important. And even tarot decks, tarot, like any guidebook, of tarot, and studying the numerology from 1 to 10, or in the majors, will teach you about it. Will teach you about the numbers, and geometry is numbers. It is numbers. So this logic is important. One last book, whether this one or the one that I have created about cosmic laws. This talks about the cosmic and universal laws. And when you come to study sacred geometry, you see and you understand that its basis, of course, we talked about numbers, but its basis is a movement. When you go from the circle to the triangle to the cube and so on, and you start increasing and going up, you are really going through the law of movement. But within that law of movement, there are other laws of expansion and retreatment, or retreating, or recession, duplication, or the law of the duality that can appear. There are so many laws that are present in sacred geometry. And this one is a short book, but you might find others that explain the universal laws, and from them you study sacred geometry. All right. The next question would be about spreads. I didn't bring spreads right now because I already did the spread about the circle, like, the meaning of a circle and how you can do a spread from it. And I want to do other videos in the future about also other forms to see what they mean. You can even choose this form and do a spread about it to understand it. Let's say, what is the meaning of this form? How can I use it? How, what is its own goal? You can do a discussion about every form you can have. So that's why I'm like, I don't know if I would want to kind of explore only one form. There are so many forms about sacred geometry that, give me a second, just my phone. Okay, so just before I finish, one advice. So, by the way, sacred geometry, I've made also some spreads when I was teaching, I think 3 years ago, about sacred geometry. So if you want those, I would be glad to send them to you. Just send me an email, and I will send them to you just by email. All right, so just got distracted by my phone. One advice that I can, habits I don't have, it's just like doodling, because it's the same, like habits, advice, they are the same. I would suggest you draw. You draw all the time. Get this. Get this. Get this. get this and start playing with geometry. And when you start doing that, you will find that you would want to go with the colors, and you will start to learn from them. So that would be really the last thing that I would bring here. Practice, practice, practice. Do not learn only with your mind. Learn with your hands. Learn with your heart. Try to see the world with all your senses. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you liked it, please put like link or put any comment below to know that you have passed by. And wish to see you in another video soon. Bye bye.